CEO of Gett, which is the US division of Gett Taxi. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, the Gett Taxi story, and also show you how the product works from both the passenger perspective as well as the driver perspective. So, like Vince said, I'm a licensed New York City taxi driver. I was actually on Wall Street for 8 years with JP Morgan, Bear Stearns, and in investment banking. I had a similar idea as Gett Taxi, where you'd be sitting at the restaurant as soon as you get the check and you're ready to go. 5 minutes before you're out the door, you hit a button on your phone, car pulls up, put on your coat, you walk outside, you go straight into the car, right? So the founders of Gett Taxi had the same idea in about 2009, 2010, while they were in San Francisco, and it was impossible to get a taxi. If you've been there before, it's nearly impossible. So we have two Israeli founders, Jehel Weiser and Roy Moore. Gett Taxi was founded in Tel Aviv in 2010. We first launched in Tel Aviv in 2011 in the spring. Has anyone gone to Tel Aviv in the last, let's say, 6 months? Has anyone taken Gett Taxi in Tel Aviv? Great, that's great. So if you've been to Tel Aviv recently, you know that Gett Taxi is everywhere. Especially since in Tel Aviv, you don't have the subway like we do in New York. The buses don't run the same way, so it's really the best way to get around. So let me take you through the presentation. So we launched in Israel in 2011. Soon after, we launched in London, fall of 2011. In 2012, we launched in Moscow and St. Petersburg. So really, we've changed the way that people get around, right? You used to have to call, be on hold for 5 minutes, talk to the dispatcher, never really know when your taxi was getting there, not reliable, very stressful getting to the airport. Now, basically, you open your phone, 2 tabs, you see the available driver that's coming to you, you see the driver photo, his phone number, his name, how many stars he has, rated 4.5, 5 stars. You see exactly where he is on the map, you see him coming to you, and you get the exact ETA and the countdown. Put in your credit card only one time, and you get an email receipt at the end of the ride. This is what Gett Taxi looks like all around the world without branded cars. See, that's Moscow and London, Israel. Just a snapshot of where we are now. Been around for 3 years, 4 countries and 24 cities. Just about profitable in Israel, almost profitable in Russia. Growing about 50% every single quarter. We've raised $52 million with 200 employees around the world, and we're processing now about 30,000 orders every single day. So New York was the next big thing. Really, New York City is the promised land for taxis and car service, and that's why we're here. This is actually one of our drivers, Andy Chi, in New York City. So how are we different? So some of you may have heard of Uber or other similar apps. So in New York City, we have 3 key differentiators. Number 1, we never have surge pricing. Always flat pricing. You can get a quote inside the app from any A to B. It's always the same price, whether you're stuck in traffic or whether it's any day of the week, weekends. During major snowstorms, we'll charge extra $10 or up to $20. But never, 4 times, 8 times, as some of our competitors do. Number 2, you can book in the future, book a ride to the airport in advance. This is it's a unique feature actually that none of our competitors have. Lastly, we have 24/7 customer support. Most tech startups these days, you send someone an email and if you have a problem, they'll get back to you 2 days later. We know that this is a real-time business. It can be extremely stressful. When you're running late to the airport, so we're always here for you with, live phone number. This is just a sample of some of our prices. It's always the same base fare plus tax and tip, which you can choose on your own between 0 to 25%. So just to quickly walk you through how the app works before we get to Q&A. So this is 3 screenshots of the consumer app. So, you see that your base right around Washington Square Park. You can get a car in 9 minutes. All you have to do is hit set pickup. If you wanted to get a quote, you can, it's optional to get a quote. You can choose from recent places or restaurants or airports. If you wanted to change the time to book in advance, just change the date and the time, and you're all set. It takes about 2 seconds to order a card on demand, 10 seconds to book a reservation. The drivers, the right side is what the passenger sees, what you see. The left side is what our drivers see. So a driver will either tell us that he's free, he's available to pick you up, or he's busy or on another job. As soon as you order, the driver, let's say 2 drivers actually accept the order, and we will assign the closest available driver to you. This is what you will see. You see the driver photo, his name, how many ratings he has. You can call him directly if you like to, say, actually, pick me up on this corner instead, I changed my mind. You get the ETA and the distance, and you can actually see him slowly come to you in real time. When he's here, he's going to tell you, he's outside, and you can say, I'll be right there. If the driver is late, he actually has, I'm late button, and he can just tell you, like, I need another 3 minutes to get to you. So this is a way for you to communicate with the driver without ever having to pick up the phone. And it's also safer for him while he's driving. So you get in the car, everything is, tell him where to go, super smooth. At the end, you have auto payment, your credit card's already in there. Never have to swipe your card, you don't have to sign any vouchers or anything. You just step outside and, your driver actually gets a little round of applause. So this is it. This is how it works. We launched in New York City in August 2013. We have a Fashion Week promotion right now. If you use the code NYFW14, it's $20 off your first ride. So I hope all of you can download the Gett app, G-E-T-T. It's Gett Taxi in Israel, Gett in New York City, G-E-T-T, and give it a try. Thank you. Any questions? We have like 1 minute for questions.
Can you repeat that code?
New York Fashion Week 14, NYFW14.
How do you distinguish yourself from Go Green, which has a marker on the cab so you can see it distinctly?
So on the supply side of the business, we partner with the top fleets of New York City. So anyone who works in Midtown for a bank, you have a dedicated car service. There are, really high-end car services that have, served New York for decades. We contract with these fleets. Our partners so far have about 2,000 drivers in their network, including the ones in the pipeline. We're planning to build a network of, 5,000 cars, so that really it's about, building critical mass. Go Green that you're asking about,
How do you mark the cars? So is it like the other ones that have like a pink
So
sign?
Go Green is a fleet that's brand new. I think they have about 30 cars or so. So for us, all black, it's actually in New York City. The black car industry do not allow the cars to be branded on the outside. So when the cars arrive, there's a sign with the fleet and the car number, and there's also a little Gett flag that we have. So and inside your app, you'll see, you actually see exactly where the car is. So you won't have trouble finding the car. Okay, thank you.